Hi, I'm Savini, and today I want to talk about the 5 things I learned from teaching 100 plus students IELTS and PTE. So, first of all, the first point is about the attitude of students. So, first, there are some students who are doing IELTS or PTE for the first time and they're very excited mainly to finish off IELTS or PTE. Okay, so the second type of students are students who have done the exam before 2 or 3 times maybe, and they're looking for answers as to why they are not getting the required scores. So if you are self-studying at the moment, it would be your job to find out why you are not getting those scores that you need. And by looking at the marking guide in the official websites, you can easily find out why you are not getting these scores. And if you are going for small group classes, I would say your teacher should help you out with this. And what I will do is I will link in the description the 2 marking descriptors for IELTS and PTE, and hopefully that will help you out. And if you need further clarifications, you can always drop me a message and let me know if you have any questions or comments. My second point is time management in the exam. So now there are 2 main areas of time management. One is while you're studying, and the second part is during the exams. So in my videos and in my channels, I have detailed out how to manage your time during the exams. But today I'm going to talk about how you should manage the time while you practice. Okay, so I know that this is a major pain point in students who do both IELTS and PTE. So I know that some students are working full-time or you're studying full-time, and most students tell me that it's hard to make time for studies and how to start studying. So usually I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say that IELTS or PTE is the first hurdle in your migration journey. So it is imperative and it is important that you make it a priority. So you need to make time for your studies and make it a part of your life and make it a part of your daily routine. When I think about how I did IELTS, I used to analyze my daily routine at that time, and I used to block out even the tiniest chunk of time in my day on how to do on days, what are the time slots that I can manage to even squeeze in a small speaking section or a small listening section even. For example, when I used to analyze, I used to take my lunch break at work, and during my lunch break I used to do a small listening section, even a small writing section, whatever was free. I used to do that. I used to use that 30 minutes to do an IELTS related activity when I was practicing. So make sure you have that, make sure you push yourself to analyze your daily routine and find out that time slot. And I know that recent research suggests that you need to spend at least 30 hours of practice to increase your average band score by 0.5%. Okay, so your band score by 0.5% actually for IELTS, and I can say the same for PTE. So now I come to the third point. Most students think that when starting out IELTS or PTE, it's only important to do the past papers. I'm about to do a little myth busting here. This is not the case. So not only past papers, not only the Cambridge past papers, think about your foundational skills like grammar and vocabulary, which is the foundation for all 4 modules: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. And it contributes to all 4 module scores as well. So a lot of groundwork goes into the preparation, and grammar and vocabulary needs to go hand in hand with your Cambridge past papers or your Pearson databases. Okay, so it has to be a holistic approach, which is very important. And also, speaking of a holistic approach, make sure you have a dedicated space to study if that's your thing, and if it works for you, make sure you have dedicated space with no distractions. You have all your stationaries sorted out. before you study, and that also amounts to the groundwork that you need to start studying. And the fourth point that I want to talk about today is that you need to learn to unlearn things. So as adults, there are certain ways that we are used to operating basically, and the idea is that you need to be intentional and reflective about your learning, about your language learning especially. Okay, so you need to revisit the techniques that you have used so far and find out, okay, this technique to do the IELTS essay, for example, is this really working for me? Actually speaking, there are certain errors that are fossilized as speakers of second language. So one of the most common issues that Asians have is they confuse the sound P with the sound F. Okay, so the sounds for P and F are confused. For example, they say instead of poke, they say fork. Okay, so that kind of errors are fossilized, and you need to put a lot of effort yourself to work around those errors. And yeah, talking about unlearning things, so before you learn something, you need to know who you are as a learner, about your certain learner characteristics. So every learner has different characteristics. So what are the things that work for you? Are you an auditory learner? Are you a visual learner? Do you learn better when you look at multimedia resources, or when you look at videos, for example? So speaking of multimedia and different types of resources, let's come to my last point, my fifth point, using interactive ways for learning a language. So most students think that, you know, we should learn English or any other language in a classroom setting, which is not true. There are different ways of interactively learning English, especially. So as humans, we are social creatures. So our brain demands it. Our brain demands an interactive way of learning anything. Okay, so it doesn't necessarily have to be a classroom based setting. You can watch a movie, you can listen to a podcast, and you can have interactive vocabulary flashcards, and you can gamify the process of learning English. Okay, so you need to enjoy learning. That's my point. You need to enjoy learning, and you need to signal your brain that learning English or learning IELTS or PTE is a time of enjoyment. So once your brain gets that signal, it's going to open up and actually invite a lot of information into your mind. Okay, so and think of it as a lifelong learning that you can take forward with you throughout your life. Okay, so employ interactive ways, whatever works for you. It depends on who you are as a person, and make sure you take it forward with you throughout your IELTS or PTE journey. Thank you for listening, and let's meet again in another video.